which are the free open access resources, the legal resources which we can easily use for our academic work. Along with that, I will demonstrate the Enlist resource which we have subscribed from InflibNet. I'm sure all of you have got your logins. Some of you we can see have activated the logins and some have not yet activated. So I would request all those of you who have not yet activated your logins for Enlist, please do activate. You all must have received a mail from Enlist some time back. So please activate your logins, and I would begin my presentation initially with a few free and open source resources. Yeah. So these are some of the few. How we will proceed in the presentation is I would be covering some academic search engines, then free and open source resources, some specific resources for psychology, and the subscribed e-resources, that is Enlist. So we all have been using Google Scholar day in and day out to find out academic content. So that is research articles primarily for our work. All of you know about the Google Scholar, but that is not the only search engine for academic purposes. There are many others like the Microsoft Academic Search, Base, Dimensions, and Core. Each one has a specialty in itself. Like if we see Microsoft Academic Search, see, all you can see is they list the top authors in the various subjects. So here right now it's showing chemistry because last time what I had searched was chemistry here. It shows the top ranking institutions for chemistry. It uses the semantic search power. That means it just does not consider the word, but the meaning of the words together. So this is a wonderful resource to check. Apart from Google Scholar, yes, all of us are used to using Google Scholar day in and day out, but this is also a wonderful search engine that we can use. We can also get to know about the upcoming conferences which are there in the field. And similarly for chemistry, the way it is showing for chemistry, it will show you for psychology as well. So there are, this is also a very good search engine we can make use of. Then there is one more called as Base. I would like to draw your attention to this search engine called as Dimensions. See, most of the resources that we today access are in the freemium category. That is, some part of it is free and some part of it comes for a price. So this is a similar academic search engine called Dimensions. It comes from a company called Digital Science, who have many other products. So here you have various filters which you can apply to your search, and it also gives you data sets. See, this is a very interesting part, that you are also able to discover data set. You can know about grants, patents, so many of the policy documents. And here there are various research categories that they have given. So you can check out for your research category, psychology and cognitive sciences. Okay. So they do give out a lot of articles here. They give out what are the citations. Altmetrics means which are the new social media through which all these articles are shared. So how many times it has been downloaded, tweeted, and so on. Okay, so this is also a very good search engine that we can make use of. And here it shows you the different subfields of psychology, and in which whatever articles you have, the various articles are shown here. So Dimensions also is a very good search engine, Microsoft Academic Search. Core is one more interesting search engine. This search engine primarily covers only open access resources. What happens with open access resources is we know that they exist, but how to discover them through a single platform. So Core is a search engine. We get them through all our general search engines also, like Google Scholar, like Microsoft Academic. But this specifically searches the open access research papers. So this is also a very interesting search engine that all of you can try. So as all of you can see, every search engine has now a special section on COVID-19. And most of the websites, the publishers' websites also have a special feature on COVID-19. So your search parameter, whatever that you want to search, for example, you want to search on gender stereotypes. You can just type and here it will give you all the list of papers and full text papers specifically in this area. Then you can further refine your search based on which language you want, okay, and the year of publication and so on. Like most of the search engines will have these features of filtering by date, filtering by language, so you can make use of them. There are advanced search facilities in most of the search engines which you must try to use, which use the Boolean logic of and or not, so that you get a precise search. Instead of going through pages and pages in Google, you can just get typically what you want. Okay, so primarily these search engines are very good for our academic purposes. Next, we move on to some of the ebook sites. These are all official. I'm sure all of you use many of the sites like pdf.net and so many other sites from which we are able to get books. But these are all legal websites from where we can download or we can read some books online. Now, specifically with ebooks, the issue is that not all ebook sites have the same format. You know, some ebooks can be downloaded as PDF, some ebooks can be downloaded chapter wise, some cannot be downloaded. You have to read them online. So there are various different ways in which we can access ebooks through these sites. See, now Internet Archive is one of a very good site, but the only thing here is that it gives you access for a restricted number of days. So sometimes it is 14 days, sometimes it is number of hours also. So the book is accessible to you only for a couple of hours. So that way also you are able to search whatever you want. Okay. So suppose now here you want to search something on industrial psychology. So it will give you a list, but some books you can access only for some number of hours. So that is one of the things with this Internet Archive. All the others also, like Directory of Open Access Books, this lists all the open access books. That means the entire book is available to you for access. Open Library is one similar. All of you must be knowing about the Digital Library of India, National Digital Library. Through the National Digital Library, we are able to access more than 6 lakhs of books from various subjects. They are all the books which are digitized by various institutions in India, taking care of all the copyright issues. This library has been developed, the digital library, and it is a wonderful resource for all of us to access a lot of ebooks. You can create your own login and seamlessly use and download a lot of books from the National Digital Library. So there are various other options. Please try and use these legal ways to download books for your academic purposes. So there is Directory of Open Access Books. This is Intech, Project Gutenberg, we all know. This is again an open access source. Internet Archive, you actually find many of the books here, but with a certain restriction of time. Okay. Similarly, for journals, we have the Directory of Open Access Journals and we have the Open Access Library. So I'm sure all of you know the concept of open access. See, there are some journals for which we have to pay a subscription price, and there are some journals which are accessible to us entirely free from the time the journal is published, the issue of the journal is published. So Directory of Open Access Journals is one such resource. You can here browse by subjects and you can see what are the various areas in which you will be. So now here it's showing that it has 27,369 records of journals and articles. So when you click on psychology, you will be able to see the different areas here. What are the different areas within psychology that you can access? So the psychology will be also available from the field of medicine if you want to have psychiatry and the other aspects, and industrial psychology is also available from management and commerce section. So the Directory of Open Access Journals, this is their search box where you can search various topics on which you want, and here is the subject, and you can further filter out on the various the type of whether the journal seal. Now a DOAJ seal is very important. It is a mark of a quality because according to the protocol that the Directory of Open Access Journals has identified a few journals. So they ensure that the journal is academically sound and good to use for all of us. So there are various ways in which you can use this Directory of Open Access Journals also. Open Access Library is a site similar to the Directory of Open Access Journals, where also it covers most of the open access resources. Most of the theses and dissertations also now are available in the electronic format. For example, in India, now when a student submits his or her PhD, the entire thesis has to be uploaded on the Shodh Ganga portal. So this is the portal for accessing the Indian thesis, whereas we can access open access theses from this website, and Network Digital Library of Thesis and Dissertation is an international website from where we are able to access a lot of theses from all over the country, all over the world. So you can find various ETD repositories. So there are various repositories which are all accessible from this. So you want to search on any topic, you can go to the search box and search on this website. So you will get a lot of theses available on this site as well. So you can then further refine your search based on the country, based on the language, based on the time period, and so on. So this also gives you a lot of good scholarly literature which is available. We all are now in the process of online learning, accessing a lot of online content. So we have multiple websites like this eGyankosh. I would like to draw your attention to EPG Pathshala and Swayam, which are the initiatives of Government of India. EPG Pathshala would be specifically useful for the postgraduate students. There are a lot of material paper-wise. As per the UGC model curriculum, for each course, they have developed literature and they have developed course material for the students. So you can freely access EPG Pathshala. It is available, and you can also go to Swayam. I'm sure all of you know about the various MOOC programs like Coursera and Udemy and so many other MIT Open Courseware, from which all of us can pursue a lot of online short courses which can enhance our skills, competencies, which will be useful to us in the future. This Unpay Wall is an extension of the browser. As we say that we generally use Google or Google Scholar for our search. If we are able to just download this extension, this plugin in Google Chrome, or Firefox, whatever browser that you are using, then we will be able to access, the moment there is an open access paper or a paper which is closed access but made available to us through some of the repositories open access, can be accessed by this unpaywall. So this is a extension, a browser extension, a plugin which all of us can download. So this will be there on your browser, and immediately you will be able to get a lot of literature which is otherwise behind the walls of paying, that you are able to access now through the unpaywall browser plugin. Now coming to a specific resources in psychology, we see when we access resources, we either have free full text or we have information coming in only at the abstract level, that is for bibliographic search. That means it only gives you information up to the abstract level. Then only when your institution has access to those databases or those journals, you are able to access the full text of those resources. Now, some of these resources which are listed here are a mix of both. So at some level, they will give you full text resources, and otherwise they will give you only abstract level information. So SSRN, it was primarily started as a social science research network, which gives us a huge amount of information on any of the social science fields. And what is very important with this social science research network is that they have identified and approved the content. So we don't have to worry about the authenticity of the resources. Otherwise, what happens is when we are accessing Google and all the other search engines, not Google Scholar, I am talking about specifically Google, what happens is that there are a lot of resources which come, but we are not sure about the authenticity. So it is very important that we ascertain the authenticity of each resource before we use it for our academic purpose. So the time frame of the resource, the timeline, and also from where the resource has come, whether it has come from a university, whether it is written by an author. So similar to when we take a book in our hand, we see all the things like who is the author, when was it published. Similarly, all such things also have to be verified when we are talking about the resources available from internet. It is not that just because we have found something on the internet, it is correct. So we have to ascertain. But when we are using such type of resources, this filtering, this authentication is already done by the people who build up this collection. So SSRN is one of them. American Psychological Association, I'm sure all of you know, is a premium website which will give you a lot of information about your subject. They have various products. They have data sets. They have online tools for the psychological laboratory. They have writing tools. They have style manuals like APA style manual, 6th edition, 7th edition, so on. And Psych Info. This is abstract level. This is a paid resource, of course, that institutions have to subscribe. Earlier, it was called as Psychological Abstracts. So anybody beginning their research would start with psychological abstract, find out the abstract level information, read the abstract, identify whether the particular article is suitable for their work, and further go on to accessing the full text of the article. Now this is Psych Info. Now it is web based, and what happens is the moment you get an abstract from this and you feel that it is useful for your work, if your institution has access, it directly goes to the full text. Whereas APA SciNet is a mixture, and we get both. We get some open access full text resources here, and we are able to do a lot of searching. So this is something that all of us can use. We have access to this openly, so we can use this. Suppose now I want to search something on So see here it is showing me that this article is open access and I am able to download the PDF of the article also. It is showing me all the details of the authors, the title of the journal, volume number, issue number. So you can see that we are able to get very recent articles here and we can check. So wherever we have access, immediately the PDF is also highlighted and we are able to access these articles. So this is a wonderful source. I think you can all try this for your various topics that you are planning to do for your research work. So an online psychological laboratory is a part of the APA's resources and it provides highly interactive resources for teaching of psychological science. Here also the key factor is that they are peer reviewed materials. Some of them are free, some of them are not. Okay. So PubMed is basically comprises of citations, abstract level information in the field of biomedical literature. So psychology students can definitely make use of it. This is only abstract level information that we can get here. Okay. Now PsycWeb, this is a website which primarily has most of the resources dealing with depression, mental health, and it is also a good site to find out a lot of information in this specific area of psychology. Cockprints. See, as an author, one can archive his or her own paper in a subject repository or in the institutional repository. That is a repository of his or her institute to where the author belongs. So Cockprints is a subject repository specific in the field of cognitive sciences, and here we can get both preprints as well as postprints. A preprint is something which is before it is published in a journal, it is the author version of the document, whereas postprint is after the entire peer review and the publishing of the article happens in the journal. So all the articles, preprints and postprints, either of them are available in this Cockprints, which is a subject repository in the area of cognitive science. Now we also have a lot of papers available of eminent psychologists. Like here we have Sigmund Freud's paper. This collection is available at the Library of Congress. Here we can see. So it gives you information about what is this collection all about, and then it gives the various, whether the general correspondence, writings. So all these collection is also available. Similarly, there are many. I do not claim that this is a complete exhaustive list that I am sharing with all of you, but what I want to primarily stress upon is try and use resources which are authenticated by some institution or a group of people who are stalwarts in the field. Just do not pick up anything that is available from Google, cite it in your work, because what kind of literature you are using, what kind of citations you are giving also plays an important role in the work that you are doing. Now, a lot of data sets are also available from various websites. Now, data sets is, this idea actually started with the concept of reproducible research and advancing research. What happens is in a certain part of a country, a researcher is working on a certain area, whereas somebody else is also working in the same area. So if I have not been able to draw certain conclusions with the methodology that I have used, it is better that the other person also knows about it, and so the data sets should be available. This can also be used to advance research. So there is a certain work that is done and it has to be further advanced. So taking up on that data, somebody can work upon. Of course, it is very important to bear in mind that we use these data very judiciously and not use them for the wrong purpose, taking data from here and then publishing something as falsification or fabrication. That is very, very important. Ethical practices should be established right at this time when you are initiating research and you are getting into the academic research field. So I would request that even while using resources, try and use resources only from the ethical websites. So data sets are from this. See, now we are all reading about the COVID vaccine. The COVID vaccine, now they are saying, will come in 6 months, 8 months. But when we look at the vaccine development history, it is said that vaccines are developed over a period of 5 years, 7 years, and so on. So how is it that we are able to claim and say, companies, that they are able to bring out the vaccine in such a small time? The primary reason is now researchers are sharing their research data, making it available so that the other person builds upon that data. Specifically in the area of public health, health sciences, this is a very advanced practice, and researchers have been sharing a lot of data so that for the humanity and for the human mankind, all this will be very, very useful. So data also has to be used judiciously for the right purpose and not used for any kind of fabrication or falsification in terms of your research work. Now that we have found so many of the resources, we should also know how we are going to cite them and what are the different ways. So what happens is each subject or each discipline has their specific style manuals. So like
Meghna, 1 second, because we are moving on to another section, and the first one was quite comprehensive. Is it okay if I ask if anybody has any questions relating to the first?
no,
Maybe by, huh?
I am not going to any details of APA. I am actually not able to hear you well.
अभी सुनाई दे रहा है? Are you able to hear now? Okay.
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
am
No.
not
What?
going into the details of APA. I am just mentioning that there are various style manuals
Huh.
available for each subject.
No, no, I'm not talking about APA. Saying, is it okay if we just take a moment and if any students have questions about the
Okay.
e-resources that you have mentioned before
Yeah.
we go
So
into the
then,
next
shall I
section? Yeah,
stop sharing?
yeah, you could, or you can keep the sharing on. Is there any student
No,
who
this
has
is
any
the
question?
only slide, and then we are anyway going to go to Enlist.
Huh, okay.
Yeah. So I'll
So,
stop sharing and then we can take questions. Yeah.
yeah, okay. So students, if you have any questions till now, because even for me, some of the information was new in terms of directory of open access books and the different search engines. So if you have any questions, we can take 5 minutes for questions now, or you might forget by the end of the presentation. So if there is anything you want to ask, um, would you be giving us a handout of this, or would you be sharing the PPT?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Okay, I don't think there are any questions as of now. All right, so if you do
Only when
have
they start
questions,
using some.
I know. Huh.
Yeah.
No, I'm also saying that, yes, okay, we can maybe continue. If they do have questions, students, please put it up on the chat box. Teachers, students, all of
Yes.
us, we'll put it up on the chat box. Okay, fine, fine. Yes, Meghna, please continue then.
Yeah. So the next part that we are going to cover is what we have. Now we have seen most of the open resources and what is available through various websites from the internet. But as college, we subscribe to this Enlist, and we can start using Enlist. All of you must have had your logins. Just a minute. Are you able to see?
Have stopped screen sharing, so you have to start screen share. Present now करना पड़ेगा.
Ha, okay. Now are you able to see?
not yet.
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Okay, just a minute. You aren't able to see my screen, right?
No,
Are you able to see my screen? No?
no.
No, ma'am.
So you have to first do present now and then select.
Yeah, but whether you can see the screen now?
No, no, ma'am. We can't. We can only see you.
You want to नहीं चल रहा है क्या वो मेघना?
Now is it visible?
Yes, now it is getting. Yes, now it's visible. Yes.
Yeah. So this is the Enlist platform. You can either visit it directly by typing Enlist on the your browser, Google, through the Google search, or you can also go to our college website, and within the library there is a drop down for Enlist. Okay, so all of you must have received. I would actually like to know whether you all have received your logins. Many of them have activated, especially the Part 2 students. And from TYBA also, I can see a few students who have activated. But have all of you received your logins?
Some students are saying they haven't. Simran Brijwani from MA is saying she has not received.
Okay, so those who have not received can send a mail to me. I will surely look into their issue.
And your email ID is there in the college website, no? Library?
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So all those who have received their logins can straight away log in from here after they activate their user login. Okay. So here is the login screen. This is just the firewall that is blocking it. So nothing to worry.
Ma'am, while trying to logging in, we'll find that firewall blocking, right? So, was it just a one-time thing, or will it be there?
Yeah, so you can just go to the advanced part and access it. It is a safe site, not an issue at all.
Okay.
Yeah. So now here we can see e-journals from various publishers like Oxford, which will be useful to you. Of course, Cambridge University Press, and annual reviews and Indian journals. These four will be very useful to all of you. Annual reviews has many titles, but 33 of them. What here it indicates is that 33 of these titles are accessible to us through the Enlist platform. Okay, so these are all the journals here, and here we can see a lot of ebook websites. So Cambridge Books Online is one of them. eBrary. Now this is an aggregator. Here we have books from various publishers. Like this one is specifically from Cambridge. Here we have books from various publishers. Similarly, EBSCO, we have books from various publishers. Okay, then here you have Oxford Books, you have Sage Publication ebooks, Taylor and Francis, McGraw-Hill, and now these two are available to us from the National Digital Library. NDL is National Digital Library. So basically these are the resources which we can use for Enlist that we have. Here you can see that there are 1800 books which are available from Cambridge, and so many. So that way we have access to more than, I would say, 6,000 journals from these various things, and more than a lakh of books from various publishers and aggregators, what we are getting through from Enlist.
So, Meghna, this NDL means मतलब यहीं से access होगा ना? So if you click on that,
NDL
NDL
is
is
a
part of
national,
NList.
just a minute, it's a National Digital Library.
No, what I'm asking is, can we go into that World eBooks library through NList, or we have to go to NDL and check?
No, can you repeat? I am not able to hear you well actually.
No. So what I'm saying is, NList में वो जो last दिख रहा है ना,
हाँ.
that world, just go to NList. हाँ. So if I click on this World
Yes.
eBooks, it will take me to
Yes, it will
NDL.
take you to the National Digital Library's
Okay.
webpage,
Okay.
and here
Okay.
it will show you World eBooks.
Okay.
Okay, here then you can also, based on the subject category, you can see.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
These books you can access completely freely. They are PDF downloadable, so there is no issue of any other digital right management of number of days or only chapter wise. So since I am not logged in here, okay, once I log in, we will be able to see the entire book here.
So this is what I'm asking. Now you went through NList, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
and once I go through NList, that page opens, and then will it ask me for a login again?
Yes,
Like
here
it
it
did.
will ask you for a login again when you go to various resources. Every resource has a different policy, because what happens is when Enlist has negotiated with the publishers, they use a protocol called as Shibboleth. In that, they authorize us as their official users, and then we can. So I might search on the Enlist platform, I might find something useful, and I will go to the Cambridge platform and I'll have to log in there again. But I will have to log in with my Enlist credentials only.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's the step.
Yeah, I will have to log in with my Enlist credentials only.
Okay.
Ma'am, just
Okay.
to
So the
just to
password
clarify.
and Enlist का जो email ID है,
Yes, the
वो I will have
logins,
to.
the password has to be set up by the student themselves. The login is there for TYBA. Now we have used their official email IDs. The
Okay.
vsac.in IDs. Whereas for MA, these logins were created much earlier. So they are created on the personal Gmail which students have given at the time of admissions.
Okay. Oh, fine. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
Please
So
carry on. Yeah.
in case anybody has any issues with login, or whether they are not able to trace their details, so please write to me. We will ensure that your logins are passed on to you. I will not have your password. I will only have your login name. You can go to the member login page and activate your login or set up your password. Either of it can be done.
Ma'am, so
Yeah.
just to clarify,
Yes.
the
Yes. From
VS
here, the
mail
first
ID.
page, the home page, here, see,
Hello,
from
ma'am.
here we can see. Now, since I am logged in, I'll have to log out first.
1 minute, Anjana. Let her explain, and then you ask your question. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah.
So see here, if you have forgotten a password, you can enter your username. As I said, your username is same as your email ID. So for TYBA students, it is same as their official ID, which they are now using for Google Classroom. Whereas for MA Part 2, since the logins were created earlier, some of the logins have been created now. They are using the VS ID, but otherwise all your personal Gmail IDs that you all have given us at the time of admission, the same IDs have been used. Enter your username, then either you can activate your user or you can say forgot password in case you haven't used it for a very long time.
Okay. I think Anjana had a question, so
Yeah.
we can take that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes,
Anjana.
ma'am. I was having a question regarding the same, actually. So, should we try to log in this through the official ID that has been given to us to access the classroom, or the email ID, personal email IDs that we have given? I'm still not clear about that.
Which class are you from?
MA Part 2.
MA Part 2. So with your personal ID, you are not able to access it?
I think it was showing some sort of error.
Yeah, so please drop in a mail. I will check your details and I will let you know.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so actually as an admin, we can check immediately and let you know what is the status of your login. But of course, whatever password you have set, I will not be able to access that. So in case you don't remember or if you haven't activated, then no issue. But if you have activated your login and you have forgotten, you will have to reset using this option.
Okay,
Yeah?
ma'am.
Okay, Kadambari, you have a doubt? Kadambari in the chat has
Yes,
mentioned,
ma'am.
I have a doubt. Yeah, ask.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. So, for example, if I have to check for a paper under APA, then am I supposed to go on the APA site, or should I just go through Enlist and like type in the search bar of Enlist that I need to like access a paper from APA? Like, what's the method?
No, I couldn't
No,
hear
no,
what she said.
yeah, no, what she's asking is that APA, is that listed in Enlist? If she wants a paper from APA, research paper, does
Yeah.
she log in through the Enlist and will she be able to access the APA site through Enlist?
No, not APA site cannot be accessed from Enlist. It is not among the resources that we have access to. See, what we have access to is clearly written here. Okay, so the publishers that we have access to for books and journals. The APA paper might be available from either the APA site if they are giving it free, or we have to search through various other search engines to find out whether it is available from any of the institutional repositories. Which, if it is free, we can access the paper. See, all that is published will not be accessible to us because we are right now subscribing only to Enlist, and we can try and use various academic search engines to see what is available freely, openly to us. But there is a lot of literature which will be behind the paywall, which we won't be able to access. But in any case, if you require anything, you can please send it to us. In this COVID times, there are institutions which are helping each other. So some of my friends who are in the other libraries can also help us by sharing the papers. Okay. So in case there is something that you are not able to look at, you can always send it to me.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, ma'am. Thank
And
you.
yeah, Anushka Bhatt has a question.
Yeah.
After activation, it says that resources are available till 2021 117, 17th Jan 21. So we will have free access till January.
Yeah, we always increase the extend the membership later on.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So right now also we will extend some. There were some members which were only till July. So whoever's membership has expired, we are extending it further. See, the renewal of Enlist is generally in the month of March, and this time since there was lockdown and we couldn't pay at that point of time, that is why they had kept everybody's access till July. Now, since our payment has gone, we can now extend the membership. So that is not a worry at all. We can always extend the membership from our side.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So you can continue. As of now, there is no other question.
Yes.
Is there any other question, students? I think हम सभी log in करेंगे एक बार तो we'll probably also come up with doubts. Hemakshi, you want to ask something?
Yeah.
No, ma'am. I just logged in now, so there is no such issue. Only that one error came, and then I advanced it, so it's gone now.
Okay. Okay. Fine. Fine.
Ma'am, just a clarification of sorts. Let's say that after once we log in, if we are able to enter, if at that point of time, if we face any sort of challenges, how can we reach out to you? Meghna, ma'am?
No, I'm absolutely not. I did not hear anything.
Wait, I'll say it louder. So
Yeah.
she's saying as we are logging in, at that time, if we face some issue and we need to access you, how can we do that?
Need to access?
You, suppose आपको पूछना है कुछ कि ये नहीं हो रहा है, तो कैसे करना है?
No, I think I need to call you because I am not able to hear
Wait,
you.
wait, I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah.
Anjana, type it in the chat, na?
Yes, yes, yes. I'm doing that now.
Yeah. Meghna, please read the chat. Your image is stuck. I don't know whether it is my network issue or your network issue. एक जमाने में ब्लूटूथ खेलते थे, अभी नेटवर्क खेल रहे हैं हम लोग.
This is my email ID. You can always mail it to me, and this is my number. So in case there is anything, you can always WhatsApp. I'll try to help you or solve your issue. Yeah.
Okay.
So this is the search box for Enlist. Can I proceed?
Yeah, please go ahead.
So this is the search box for Enlist, and here if you see, they are asking you to search. If you are trying to search the topic, you will be disappointed because here it is not going to help you with your topic. Okay, so what is very important is the journal title they are saying, and with respect to books, you will be able to access all the books because they are searching the words in the title. So if you are trying to search on a particular topic, maybe you will be disappointed if there is no specific book because it's not going to give you the contents of the journal. The search is not yet so advanced that it will give you this. Even the advanced search option will not give you the specific topic on which. It can give you a book title, it can give you a journal title. You will have to then go to the specific resource and then search. So if you are on the publisher's side, you can search for your specific topic. But here, this is what I specifically wanted to point out because this is otherwise quite disappointing. When I used it initially, I was a bit confused that why I am not able to get anything, where I know that the article is in one of the Cambridge journals to which we have access. So if you see here, so now whatever we are getting here are, see, all the books. We are not getting any journal article as such. We are getting journals, we are getting conference proceedings, and we are primarily getting ebooks. Now here it is showing you two different because the format of access is different. Either it can be the read only, that is the EPUB format, or PDF download. Now you can see that you are able to access this book from the Cambridge books. Okay, so here I have a suggestion that once you know from here, what it is better to go to the publisher's site again from Enlist and then log in again and access, because this again makes you access here and sometimes you don't even get it. So it is good that you access it directly from the Cambridge site. Now here it also shows you similar items. So this way, now see this login screen will appear every time when you have to go from the search to the publisher. So therefore I suggest that what you do is you identify where all you have to go and then directly go to each of the publisher's site. Now here I will have to log in again then go to the Cambridge site and access this particular book. Okay, the same thing is there for in most of the cases. So you can
So-
identify this because from here directly the book does not open in most of the cases.
So what you're saying is that suppose I am looking for a research article, okay, a study done on animal assisted therapy by a particular author. I put that paper ka naam here in
Now
search.
you can directly go therefore to the Cambridge platform, Cambridge Books platform.
हाँ,
Yeah,
नहीं मैं
because see here it is not showing you any of, see it is showing you journals, but it is not showing you content of the journals. See, these are the 3 journals, but it is not showing you content. So you are not able to search the content from this search box. So if you have to search journals, you have to individually either go to the Cambridge platform or the Oxford platform or the Sage platform and search. This is one of, because this is where I think all of us feel that we are not able to get anything from Enlist, because we make a search here initially and it retrieves only books and list, and therefore we are a bit confused as to they are showing that they have access to so many resources and why I am not able to find out. So instead, if I go on the Cambridge University Press journal platform, where it shows that I am able to access from this date to this date.
Yeah, Meghna, just read the chat.
Yeah, just a minute.
Hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
So in the search box, if I directly write a paper, I may not get it many a times. It is not directly a no, but many a times, because the search says that it is searching the journal titles and the book titles.
Okay.
Okay, so it is not a federated kind of a search engine where we are able to get everything from that search box. This is the basically a kind of a lacuna in this, but they are working on this, is what I have last got to know. They are working, they have improved the website now in the lockdown period, and they are working to implement a new search engine called Viewfind on this platform. So that will help us, and I think it will come quite shortly also. So that will help us search all this in the complete. So even if you go to the advanced search option, you can use, you can say where you want to search them. You can limit it by the source, and you can limit it to this C format, but it is not a journal article that you can retrieve from here. Okay. So there are a lot of search tips that they have given. You can also try using them. They are very common searching tips that we use through all our searches, even on Google or in. So fuzzy proximity, that means the 2 words that I am searching should be 5. That this means there should be 5 words separating the 2 words, not more than that. Proximity searching. Okay. Then you have like this, for example, economics and Keynes are within 10 words apart in the title or in the abstract or wherever that you are saying. So if there is a search that you want to search women or women, you have options. So these are basically all search tips that generally we use, Boolean operators like and, or, not, and so on, which we can use for any of our searching, which can apply. But the only thing that I want you to remember, otherwise there is everything for searching is same like any other resource that we use. But here they do not, you do not get direct article level data from the search box, whereas you have to go to the individual source to So now this is the Cambridge site on which we come. And now here you can search all the content that you are looking for. So here it is better that you say this, only search the content I have, or you can not say this and then if you get something really useful, we can try through other sources how we can get access to. So if we say that give me the content, show me the results only of the content I have access to. So anything now you can take up. Yes. And now if you see, you will also get journal articles, you will also get a lot of books and everything. You can then further see. Articles are so many, books are so many, chapters of books are 2200. So here you get a comprehensive search where you can get whichever is open access they show, and wherever we have access, this green access button will be there. Now, since we have already said that show me the content to which I have access, I will get everything here. Yeah.
So it's like I have to have my college iCard. I show it at the security gate, which is Enlist. And then when I enter into my classroom, I again tap my card. And if that classroom is open to me or no, it's something like that. So Enlist ke through only I have to go into these other sites. I think Meghna ma'am didn't hear it.
Yeah. Arpita, to answer Arpita's question, yes. Yes, it will be same, the Enlist ID everywhere on all the platforms on the Enlist to which we have access. The login ID and is same. Okay. In some of the sites, what will happen is they will ask you for a access, and they will ask you an institution's name before you put in your login details. So that time, instead of the institution name, use Enlist there. Do not try and find VS College or Vivekanand College. Just use Enlist there, and then you will, when the identity box will open, there you have to put in your login. This happens in a very, very few cases, but it can happen. So that time, when it asks you for your institution, please search Enlist in that. Do not try and locate the name of the college, because that will not be available. We are accessing these sites through Enlist. So please use Enlist there, and then we will be able to get it. Okay. Yeah. So this way we have access to a lot of literature, but here it is that you have to go to the individual source and then search. So if you consider psychology, you have Cambridge, Sage, Oxford, Taylor and Francis, which will be of use to you, and in journals it will be annual reviews, which will be of use to psychology students. So there are others like Royal Society of Chemistry, Institute of Physics and all that. So that is of, so this all you can omit. Okay, Institute of Physics. So you can directly go to either the JSTOR platform, Oxford University Press, Cambridge, and in books, please try eBrary. Okay, this is an aggregator site where you will be able to access books from various publishers. Not specific Oxford, Sage, Wiley and so on, but it is an aggregator site where we have more than a lakh of books accessible. Okay, sometimes the issue is with the time frame. We are not able to access all 2019-20 books. We might be able to access books only till 2018 and so on. Okay, so anything specific that you would like to search now? This green icon here indicates that it is available. You can click and see. This is the option where you can read online. This is the option where you can download. But for downloading, please be very careful. Now look at these certain instructions. Get all the pages required, and this book will be available only for 21 days. So do not just keep on downloading, let others also have your login. It will be available to you for 21 days. Download a chapter if you want. Okay, then it will show up to 159 pages. So these are some restrictions placed by the publishers, and they are called as digital rights management. So each publisher has a different way. So he will allow you to read it online full. Okay, but while you download, each might have a different restriction. It can be 14 days, it can be 21 days, and so on. You can download chapters of books like this from here, or you can read them online. Okay. So this kind of restriction will be there in many cases. So read these instructions carefully, and it is a sincere request that please do not systematically download everything that you have. It is not correct. There are certain usage policies, and as an institution we have to abide by them, because any kind of wrong thing that we do on the platform is recorded, and our entire access may be closed down. Okay, so we have to be very careful, and we have to only download what we really require for our academic purpose. Otherwise, you are free to read everything online which is there. Ebooks come with a lot of restrictions like this. Unlike the article can be downloaded in 99% of the cases. Whereas with ebooks, it is not so that you cannot completely in one single click download the entire PDF of a book. Some of the books might not come in a PDF format. They might just come in a format where you are able to read, annotate, and mark a few things and so on. So while for reading, there is no issue. You can read it. You can annotate the book, the way you want. You can highlight certain things. The way we highlight in our personal books, if you want to highlight something, you can do all this, and it will be automatically saved to your bookshelf here. Right? You can search across the book, within the book here completely, but only download what is really required. Otherwise, to read everything, you have the entire access anytime that you have access to EndList. Okay, so be very careful about downloading, and those instructions will definitely appear wherever they are applicable, like the way we are seeing it here. Yeah. So here also similar instructions for 21 days. Now there we were getting 159 pages at a time. Now here it is showing you 84 pages. So these instructions are there very much. Your institution has unlimited access to the book, means to read. Okay, to download, the instructions are specified here. Okay, is this part very clear? And let us all make responsible use of whatever resources we have access to, so that all of us can benefit in this time where our physical library is closed for access. Let us make the best possible use of the resources that we have now. Okay. So each of this will have, this is your member login from where you have to log in to find out how you can get access further. See here, this is what I was talking about, license and fair use. So they have here mentioned what happens if the license is violated, what is allowed, what is not allowed. All these things are what is permitted, what is not permitted is very, very specifically mentioned in black and white. So we all must make responsible use of these resources and do not try to use them in the wrong way. Yes. So if there are any questions, I would surely take them up. because I will have to go to the chat because I am not able to hear. Gayatri ma'am. Okay. FAQs for Enlist for login itself. Okay. I'll try to do that and send it across.
Students, anyone else? Any other questions?
Students, you all can mail me in case you have any difficulty, in case you are not able to locate a certain paper. Okay. I know there are various other ways as well that you can access, but a sincere request to use resources through legal sites as far as possible.
I know, as far as possible is the key.
Yes, as far as possible is very important. I understand that we have very limited access, even as we are working on our ebook platform now, and we should be able to have some more ebooks which are required. Specifically for TY, I would like to mention what has happened is all publishers have come in with a username password based book, but not for the model is not for institutions, it is for an individual person to buy. They are yet working on models for the institution. So now even if I take the way we were buying 5 copies or 7 copies previously, even if I decide to buy, so once if somebody has accessed it on his or her own device, other students will not be able to access that. So there is no point unless and until they have a model specifically for the institutions. The same is the case for all the TY textbooks till now, and always they are saying that we are trying to work it out. McGraw-Hill has outright refused. They are saying this year we don't plan to do that, but we are after them as all colleges have come together, and now we are approaching and working towards it. So I hope we are able to at least meet your requirements for your primary textbooks as soon as possible, provided the publishers extend that kind of model for the institution. Because otherwise, if I take 5 licenses, if 5 students access it, then all the others will not have anything. So let's see how best we can use them. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I think
Thank you to the department for giving this opportunity. I hope all of you will use the Enlist and the other resources.
yeah.
Have a good day and stay safe, all of you.
Yeah, thank you, Meghna. That was very informative, and thank you for putting your email ID and phone number. So yes, we do know that you also have a busy schedule, so we will WhatsApp if we have queries, and I'm sure you will be getting back to us as soon as you can. Okay, thank you so much, students, for attending, and hope we are able to make good use of all these resources that we have access to. All right, so I think we can end the meeting. So I will stop the recording now. And later on, if you can just